Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for a cheap burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He is Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, does it for the passion, never to be famous, fresh off a trip from the city of angels, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we have a young woman here who is doing great things, not just as an actress, but as a ring announcer. That's right, the people that actually let you know who you're seeing in the ring, because without them, you'd be seeing just two big guys, as Rob likes to put it, bumping meat, or just two females going at it in a cat fight. Everybody, welcome to the show. A woman who has actually ring announced for MCW and Capital Championship Wrestling, and most recently Battle Club Pro, Rosaria Elsa. Woo!
That was awesome. Love the intro. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, we just had to do it. You know what I mean? Ring announcer on the show. We definitely got to make it happen. I don't think we've had a ring announcer on here in a while, but you know, it's about that time. So how you doing otherwise?
Everything is great here. Had a busy month, but all good things going on. Yeah. How about you guys? How's everything going today?
Well, navigating a new phone that I just got because my old one died on me after a year. And that's about it. Rob, how about you, man?
Oh, I had a good day. I took the dogs out for a walk and, got to hang out and stuff. And then they got ice cream after. So, they're living their best life. They're living a life better than me. So, ice cream and
Wow.
walking.
I love your dog, by the way, Rob. Love your little beagles. So cute. So cute.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they might make an appearance or whatever. I just heard them running around in the hallway. So.
Ah, geez,
They might break barge in.
Rob, don't do that, man. Every time they make an appearance, we have to pay them. We have to pay them, and I mean, we're kind of running short on money here, and I don't really
Yeah.
have any kibbles and bits, especially Lucy being a diva. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta chill, man.
Yeah, Lucy's a diva.
Love the name.
Yeah. So I just gotta say, Rosaria, it's an honor to have you on the show. You've been on our radar for a hot minute. We've loved your work. You know, I've gotten to see you twice actually. Believe it or not, in one, the first time was in CCW, which was in Westville, New Jersey, and the second time it was in um, BCP, or Battle Club Pro, which was actually this past Wednesday, and you were phenomenal both times. I was like, yo, I can't wait to have her on our show. We definitely got to make it happen. And we here, we're just happy for your success, and we look forward to seeing more and more from you as well too. And just know that whenever you make it WWE or AEW or Impact, don't forget us little people over here at
Oh,
Ringside Society. You know.
everyone is part of the journey. I love this. I love what I do, and I'm glad we're finally doing this also. It has been a long time coming. I feel like that first Capital Championship Wrestling show that I saw you was, man, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. So, this has been in the works. I think I
Yeah.
saw you saying hi. Hi.
What's up, Michael Larkin?
Yes.
Another great guy that y'all should follow for those y'all watching this and does great stuff. Michael, you're definitely on our radar. It's just that, we've just been so busy, and yeah, but um gotta say, yeah, actually that show was
Yeah.
February. Yeah, it was two
That's
months ago. It feels like a long time ago though.
wow. Wow. Time flies. But today I didn't even realize it was really Monday. So it's, all the
It
days run together
happens.
sometimes.
It happens. So, I normally ask this question to the majority of our, guests, but how did it start for you? How did you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the match or the pay-per-view that you saw that made you want to tune in afterwards? Or what was the weekly broadcast that you saw that made you tune in afterwards?
So my start in wrestling is a little unconventional of a typical wrestling fan. I did not grow up watching wrestling, and it was actually my acting and my I took a broadcasting class in college, TV and radio announcing, and from that class is how I stumbled upon professional wrestling, thanks to a gentleman known as Deacon Storm from MCW. So he's the one that pulled me into this world. And so when I got started as a backstage interviewer, I had not watched wrestling a day in my life, except for I did casually, take a peek at the Divas. The Divas and like the women's wrestling was always kind of what caught my eye the most, because I just think they're so incredible. But it was more so start doing interviews, and then I started to become a wrestling fan. And I really just appreciate the art and the athleticism of it. It is so cool to watch. And I just love the indies and the places that I work and seeing the amazing talent that we have. And so really now I am a true wrestling fan. But what I feel like the talent that I work with has won my heart over more so than, growing up watching it. So that's sort of how this all started.
Yeah, hey, welcome to the wrestling industry. We're glad to have you. And not only that, too, not only have you gotten into it as a ring announcer, but you got into it, and I saw it. I checked the pictures out. You also wrestled as well, too. So tell us a bit about that.
Okay, yeah, that happened one time. I'm retired, undefeated. I had my one win, and I don't think I.
Hey.
It just happened. MCW was a great start for me, and backstage interview. It kind of just had, a tag team with the manager. They were kind of just poking at me a little bit. I was the new girl on the block. I was easy to, mess with because I was still kind of nervous and still figuring out my path and my way. And one day someone was like, why do you keep burying the interviewer? Just let her be. And it was Kevin Eck, is the guy who I wrestled alongside versus G Money, and then I was with Dirty Money. Kevin Eck was like, no, I want this to become something. Like, I want her to slap me. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And pretty much from there, it became a storyline. I think I practiced for only 3 months. I really didn't wrestle. I mean, I did a little bit. I did some chops. I speared him in the end. So, but Dirty Money held the team together. He did all the hard work. But it was definitely an experience, being in the ring as a wrestler. And I'll never forget it. It was definitely a fun time. But I've decided ring announcing and, the occasional spot here and there is the most in-ring action I want to have.
Man, I tell you, I think you should have kept with it because I could imagine Rosaria Elsa going to the ring, doing the Mr. Candy. I'm not making fun of you. I tend to do this. I also tend to play gimmick maker at times, sometimes too. You go to the ring and you say, Mike, please, and somebody lowers the mic or toss it. However, they get the mic to you, and then you make your own introduction. That's kind of cool. That would have been a kind of cool thing. But hey, congrats on the win. Officially, Undertaker, as of that day, Undertaker has nothing on you because you still have your streak intact. So, hey,
I feel like I can't.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, like my streak is locked. My one win. That's it. Hello, nerds of wrestling.
Yeah, but yeah, congrats on doing that. So, what was it like? What was going through your mind when you were actually in that ring? Because I know that were you nervous or were you like, you know what, I got this. 3 months, I've had people having my back. I got this, or was it like a combination of both?
Combination. I was super nervous. And I realized very quickly that wrestling training is no joke. I sprained my wrist in like the first month of practicing. And I'll just side note, like I'm very accident prone, which is another reason I know that I do not belong inside of the ring, because I know I will hurt myself. And I saw that just in the first month of me doing training. So yeah, I was nervous, but also once you're out there and you hear the crowd cheering and you're having a good time, you kind of just like doing it. But I will say right before the match, or like the night before, I had a dream that I forgot my shoes, and everyone says like that happens like before you go out to do like a match, your first match, you're always like thinking about losing something, or you have like a weird dream of anxiety. And in my dream, I was like, I was about to go out and my shoes were gone. So I guess I was nervous, but made the most of it and had a good time doing it overall. So
Yeah, hey, luckily you didn't lose anything, and I mean, you're still intact physically. I know that, like I said, I'm not. I've never gotten into that ring. I've never taken a bump, but I respect what y'all do, and that's why whenever I see a wrestler in the ring, I don't criticize really that much on their in-ring ability. I'll criticize a storyline because I swear up and down I could write some of the best storylines in pro wrestling, but in-ring ability I would never, like, I keep my mouth shut, and I try to tell a lot of other fans too, but they just don't get it. For the most, well, a lot of them don't get it. I even had an argument with one guy that said, "You people think just because that fans can't do that," and we went up and down about it, and I was like, "Okay, dude, whatever." But
I mean,
kudos.
the athleticism that it takes combined with performing, I could never criticize a wrestler. Like they are all amazing. Every single person that gets into that ring and they've put in the work and gone through the training. It's incredible what they can do. And I actually realized, my acting background, wrestlers are just very athletic actors to me. And that's how I really felt like I belonged in this industry. Because at first I went in not really, having any background in wrestling. I was a little just nervous and unsure of myself. And when I finally made that connection and being like, what, I fit in here, we're all just performers. It made it a lot easier to get out there and do my thing.
So here's what I'd say, and this is why I'm glad that we start this podcast, and this is why I tell everybody, like, there's well, my own the object I use is called the wheel of professional wrestling. And basically, what I say is that yes, wrestlers are the focal point, but there are many parts within that wheel that make pro wrestling go around. And one of them is actually the ring announcers, because without you guys, we wouldn't know who we're seeing. We're just seeing two people fighting, or four people, or however the match is. We would just see them fighting. We wouldn't know who we're seeing. Y'all pretty much hype it up. You yourself, Howard Finkel, um, Samantha Irvin, and so many others are the ones that introduce us to those wrestlers. So you guys do matter, and that's why we will continue to actually continue to interview ring announcers, because, and we know it's not easy. We know it's not easy because you got to be in front of a large audience, especially one that's very like unforgiving. That'll be like botch, 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 and you got to hold your composure to actually do your job. We know it's not easy, so we commend you for that as well too. And keep on doing the greatness. Keep on keeping on. And I mean, you're killing it. I mean, you went from MCW to CCW. Now you over here in, now you may, what I assume would be your New York debut, Battle Club Pro.
Yep.
So how was that? Like, you broke into New York, and I know you wowed the crowd. How was that for you?
It was wonderful. It was such a beautiful night. An outdoor show. I mean, I've had some outdoor shows where it's just hot and miserable, but this was not it. We couldn't have had a better night. All of the women put in a hell of a show. Great, great matches. And I love to travel. So I hopped on the mega bus and got myself up to Brooklyn, New York, and I was just excited to make my debut. Looking forward to hopefully getting back there. We've had a few talks with Joe Kim, and Capital Championship Wrestling and Battle Club Pro are now affiliated with each other. So
Woo!
good stuff happening, and I'm excited about all of that.
I saw Joe Kim. Joe Kim was a sneaky guy. Joe Kim, if you're watching this, no offense, but you thought you could be all up in there, and nobody. I was that same CCW show that I first met you at. I was like, wait a minute. I had to do like a double take, and then a triple take. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Is that who I think? Nah, he wouldn't come all the way from New York. Nah, I gotta go see. And then when I went up to him, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And he's like, "Yo, Yeah, I'm here." I'm like, "Wow, okay, wow." It's like it's great to see that he came over. He came over here and went over there and checked out the show. And I even told Marcello, I was like, "Dude, like because I was the timekeeper for that same show." And I'm gonna digress a bit and say, shout out to Marcello for letting me do that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that as well. But I was a timekeeper for that show, and I was like, wow, like Marcello was sitting next to me, like Marcello, like that's the guy from Battle Club Pro. He came all the way down here from New York to see you. Like that says something. Like
That's where I met Joe Kim at that same event in New Jersey. And also to add on top of your praise of Marcello, that is family, CCW family. He has been so amazing, and I can never thank him enough for giving me the opportunity to get started with him at CCW. And great locker room environment, just a great guy to work for. It doesn't even feel like work. It's fun. We're having a good time, and just had to put him over because he's been there for me. He got me to my first convention, Icons in Philly. So he's just really been helping me with my development, and means a lot. So
yeah, I never expected to be part of a pro wrestling show. And it's funny because I got there very early because I took the 6:30 bus from New York because I'm in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I took the bus from there, the earliest bus from there, to get to that show. And so I was like, okay, I'm here uber early. And then I saw him and he let me in. And then I was like, I said, I don't mind helping put up a ring. I mean, I'll help put up a ring and still, pay my way to get in. I don't care. Like I just love wrestling that much. And he was like, "Nah, you're good. Just relax. Just hang over there." And then he came to me and asked me if I wanted to be like the timekeeper. I'm like, "Wow, yeah, sure. I don't mind." I was a bit nervous because I'm like, in wrestling, the one thing is I learned is that whether it's a timekeeper, ring announcer, manager, or wrestler, you always got to pay attention. You always have to be on the ball, and you cannot you can't just chill. Like you got to be like ready. Like for timekeepers, you got to be listening to for the ref. You got to look to see when the ref gives you that signal to like ring the bell or start the bell. So I was like, wow, okay. I was a bit nervous, but I made it through, and that was a definitely a great experience, and I actually enjoyed that show. I hope to make another CCW show soon.
Please do.
If it's ever in Westville, hopefully Rob will make it this time because he was supposed to be at that other one, and he was like, yeah, he had something come up an emergency, so he couldn't make it there. But yeah, that was definitely a great vibe. CCW as well. Battle Club is as well too. I always enjoy going there.
Yeah, great. Love to go back. So great vibe.
Yeah. Next time you come, you gotta try the pizza. Did you try the pizza? Did you get to try the pizza?
I did not actually.
Come on.
I have a friend who lives in Manhattan, so before heading to the show, I grabbed lunch with her, but I did not get any pizza. Next time though, I need your recommendations.
So I have one recommendation, and it's this one I used to work for Amazon, and it's called Claudio's. The best pizza I've ever had. It's like oven, it's brick oven pizza, and it's on 10th Avenue. So I don't know if you know this, but I know your friend definitely knows. Manhattan is situated. It's like divided into like numbers and so on. It's all numbers.
Uh-huh.
So if you're like 42nd Street, you're Midtown. If you're like 78th Street, you're gonna be Uptown. And if you're like at 14th or 4th Street, you're gonna be downtown. And then those intersecting streets are avenues. So it's on 10th Avenue and I think 42nd, somewhere around. It's in the 40s. But Claudio's Pizza, definitely great stuff.
I'm gonna,
That I would definitely recommend.
yeah, I'm gonna make my way there for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wet
So
Paint Pictures.
so Wet Paint Pictures has a question. They're asking what is one of the biggest challenges when it comes to acting?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually facing something right now because I have a film coming up, and just getting into character sometimes. Like I'm prepping right now for the character I'm going to be playing in a few weeks. Actually, not in a few weeks, Friday. But I'm getting everything together, trying to get my mindset right, and there's a lot of the exterior matters too. So I'm like putting on some outfits, trying to like feel different, I guess. And it's I felt today I was trying on this outfit, and I'm like, I feel just like Rosaria, but going hiking. And I'm like, this is not what I want. I want to feel like my character that I'm going to be playing. So, another awesome comment. Thank you. You're awesome too, from Facebook user. Hello, Fito. But yeah, definitely just getting yourself locked into the character it's a challenge, but it's the challenge that I like. It makes you and makes me happy to get to experience that and become someone completely different.
Wow, okay.
Pictures.
Well, that's awesome. Hope that's great to hear. We hope you get more offers in acting as well too. If you ever need somebody to act, I mean, Rob here, he's getting his acting started too. He was a zombie in a movie as well too. And hey, I'll even throw it out there. If you have a part, if you have a part for a funny black sidekick, then by all means, I'm all I'm all I'm all hands. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just
How do you feel
playing,
about
but
horror? That's
I mean,
I've
pardon?
mainly done horror as of right now. How do you feel? How do you feel about horror?
Oh yeah, I don't
Yeah,
mind
I
getting
don't
killed.
mind.
I can right before I die, I can be like, what in tarnation? I can do something like that, and then
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I could be like, oh hell no, and right before my demise. So yeah, yeah, I could do some funny like that, and if you want, but yeah,
They're
but
important. They make some really great moments. So
yeah, but yeah, well, yeah. Hope you get more parts in the acting and so on. Then we could be like, yo, we just had her on the show. Yeah, she's doing big things. Wait a minute, is that her next to Michael B. Jordan? Oh wait, oh wait, that's her next to um Miley Cyrus or somebody. Wow, that's cool, man. You know,
it's a
we've
journey.
had
You never know where you're gonna land. So
we've had people that were on this show that ended up doing big things. Roxanne Perez, was on this show too. And we
awesome.
have had, yeah, we've had several people. We also had another woman who's actually in the same brand, Cameron Bernay, who's now known as Amari Miller. She's in WB as well. So yeah, man, that's why we interview everybody. I mean, because you never know who's gonna be, somebody. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very cool.
So I just got two more questions before I turn it over to Rob.
Okay.
So my my second to last question is um in regards to the ring announcing. Let's say if somebody comes up to you that's doing the acting as well too, and they want to get into ring announcing as well. for professional wrestling, what advice would you give that person?
For someone just starting and looking for advice, I would definitely say get in with a wrestling school, because a lot of them will have opportunities for you to practice, and it's not as intimidating doing it in front of people that you know, before you get out in front of a crowd. And study, listen to people like Samantha Irvin is someone that I love her voice. And when I first got started, I of course was looking at Renee Young and Kayla Braxton, Dasha Fuentes, who's now Dasha Gonzalez, I'm pretty sure. Following the people that you want to, where you want to be, you have to see what they're doing and, kind of emulate that. Never give up, stay positive, and just know even if you have a hard time in the beginning, it does not always stay hard. And keep pushing and follow your dreams. Go for it. If you want to be a ring announcer, go for it and work hard and, don't give up on it.
Awesome. That's great. So for those of you that just heard, you got a little something, something from one of the women that's doing it and doing it excellently. 3 promotions, maybe even I'm sure there's more promotions there, but the 3 big ones she's actually been hired to announce for, and there's gonna be more. So you're getting, you just got a little advice from somebody who's doing well. Anything else, you might have to hit her up for PayPal on her PayPal and Cash App, and she'll give you a little something more. But you got a little something something right here from her, courtesy of Ringside Society. And by the way, that woman, that person that sent that comment, Facebook user, was none other than our alumni guest and your fellow CCW, I guess, backstage interviewer, Savannah Gall. So Savannah, hi, hope you're doing well. Facebook, y'all need to do better because there should be no reason why we're addressing people as Facebook user.
Yeah,
But
that's so
I
weird.
guess I
Hello,
guess
Savannah.
there's I guess something's going on. But my last question, is whenever you're working out or going to the gym or whatnot, or you're getting ready to do your acting. 'Cause I know you guys probably like have to do certain exercise and acting and so on. What types of music, what types of artists get you in your zone to knock out that acting exercise or that, just going to the gym or cardio or anything?
Oh gosh, that depends on my mood. I have a very broad selection of music that I listen to. So I can go from Disney, I can go from whatever's playing on the radio, to be honest. I've been listening to like recently a TikTok playlist of just like the songs that are viral on TikTok. Like I really like that. Sometimes I just need like some classical music and I just, type in classical. I'm very all over the place when it comes to music, and I can really enjoy just about anything as long as it sounds nice to me. But yeah, I love music, and it definitely just depending on my mood, I guess I'm gonna say. But will add on. This is kind of relating back to the last question. We haven't mentioned Combat Zone Wrestling, and it would not be right for me to not mention them because they also given me huge opportunity. Um, Amazing time working there as well. And I've grown there as a ring announcer. I started one of our first shows about a year ago. There was a very small crowd in Maryland at the State Theater. And just a few months ago, or just last month or 2 months ago, we had a standing room only show, and it was really, really cool to be a part of that growth. Our Best of the Best tournament, May 20th coming up. So yeah, I just wanted to give them some credit where it's due because just another place like Capital Championship Wrestling and CZW have been like the pillars of my development as a ring announcer. And I'm so thankful for both of them.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't watched CZW in a hot minute. I got to get back on the ball.
Yes, you
Um,
do.
the last time
Both.
I saw it, was when G's was actually champion, but I haven't seen it. That was like 8 years ago, so I haven't watched it since then. But I've seen certain things here and there. But yeah, CZW, they're definitely entertaining. I found so many people from there. That's where I saw my first Drew Gulak match. Actually, was from CZW. Do they still operate in like Voorhees, New Jersey? Do any of y'all know, Rob? You know,
We're CZW. We are
yeah.
in Blackwood, New Jersey at I guess it's the same building. I've only been there for a year and a half. That's where I started at Studio Z. And then so we're there, and then the first Sunday of every month at the State Theater in Havre de Grace, Maryland. And so we've really built that area up. It's been really cool to start from the bottom and just grow with that fan base over there. And I talk to all of them. Love going there. It's a really good time. So definitely check out some CZW stuff. We have a brand new roster. Like, they've rebuilt a lot. I was part of the building blocks of starting fresh, and yeah, definitely worth checking them out.
Yeah, I remembered. So I don't mean to digress. I'll make this quick, but I'll never forget. I was trying to see the WSU show because they were partners with WSU. Like this was like 10 years ago actually, and this was the longest land trip I ever took for a wrestling show. I took, I believe, uh, two buses and I think four trains to get to that one show. I would never forget that. And it took me like 4 hours to get there because I left my house at like 12 something and I didn't get there till like 4 something. And
Dedication.
I stayed for the show. I got halfway. I got to the show like when it was halfway through, which I was not happy about. And then to um when I got back to New York, it was like almost midnight by the time I got back here. So yeah, definitely, fun memories. Definitely fun memories. But yeah,
Awesome.
I'll never forget the first time I went to a CZW WSU show. But with that being said, I'm gonna go and turn it over to Rob. Kind of Rob has a couple of questions for you as well.
All
Rob,
right.
go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on? How are you doing today? How's everything going?
I'm going great. This is actually really fun. At first I was nervous, but this is awesome. I'm enjoying this interview. I love that I can see the chats when people are commenting. I think that's super cool. This has been my first interview in a while, so yeah, having a good
Oh, that's
time.
cool. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to get nervous and stuff. I'm probably more nervous than you are, because whenever I have to interview somebody I know or whatever, I'm always super nervous and all. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Then I gotta see this person again. Like, oh my Lord. Like,
Yeah,
oh
I
man.
feel like we haven't talked many times in person. This is the
Oh
same.
yeah, I know. Yeah. So, like you were talking about, CZW, CCW and stuff. Where's the farthest you've traveled so far for, ring announcing? Have you been over to like Texas, over in
Um,
that way, before? Or
I'm not sure which is farther, but I've been to Alabama and Wisconsin. Those are
Ooh,
probably the farthest I've gone. Um, so Raging Pro Wrestling was in Wisconsin, and then the Belladonna division was in Alabama. And so those were some rides. Thankfully, I got to fly to Wisconsin. I drove to Alabama, but I
mm.
flew home because I did not. I was like, I can't do this ride again. Um, but yep, that's as far as I've gone and traveled so far. But willing and hoping to travel more and check some more states off of my list.
Sounds like a plan to me. Now, you didn't stop and see, like, the world's, biggest ball of yarn or something on the way to Alabama or something crazy like that. See one of those places, you didn't do a little sightseeing.
It was pretty much a straight shot. But the one thing I do know, and people might think I'm weird for this, but I went to a Hobby Lobby for the first time. I've never been there before. And
I don't think I've
it's
been to one
basically
before.
like a AC Moore slash Joanne Fabric, but everyone thought
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, that's really weird that you've never been here. But where we were was Gadsden, and there was not a lot around. But uh,
Okay.
so yeah, Hobby Lobby.
Okay. So Hobby Lobby probably the place. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They probably think I'm weird. I've never been to one either, so don't feel bad.
yeah, I'm glad because everyone was like, "What? You've never been there? They're like everywhere. It's so basic." But I was like, "I've never heard of it, and I've never been here."
Mm.
But it was a cute little shop.
Oh, well, that's cool. Hey, hey, learn something new every day. I mean, that's what new experience. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely,
Yeah, there's
absolutely.
nothing wrong with that. So now, not only are you do you ring announce, you backstage, do backstage interviews, act and all like that. You're also doing vlogs and all this stuff. So, tell us about that, and then also, how do you find the time to do all this stuff? Because every time I see you're always traveling and stuff. Like, do you have a cloning machine? Like, if you do, we can chat, another time, so I can get in on that or whatever. But and if you do you mark your clone with a little mark on the cheek, like a 6 or something, so just in case hey, that's the clone, I'm the real person.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wish I had a clone because there's really just not enough hours in the day. I have a very chaotic schedule and I schedule things very crazy. Like you'll see me one place and then the next day I'll be in a whole other state. That is
Oh,
real. I'm on the road. And part of the reason I started vlogging was because just like crazy things happen when you're just on the road and doing things. Like my recent vlog, I had a car malfunction with my oil, and I'm like trying
mm.
to open up my oil cap and like pouring oil. I didn't have a funnel, so oil's going everywhere, and my hand's shaking because I'm rushing. And like at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm vlogging this because I'm on the side of the road anyway, so I might as well, bring everyone along and just show people that it is not always like you guys see me, I'm having a good time, I'm ring announcing in the ring, but there is a whole other story to how I have gotten there. And that's why I like the vlogs. They're very real. But yeah, my schedule is very, very busy. And along with everything else, and you got a whole other job that I work, and it's a lot to balance, but thankfully, wrestling, acting, and all of the fun stuff is fun. So it doesn't always feel like work. And traveling, I like traveling and going new places. So yes, I'm working, but I get to, it's a two for one, working and having fun. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, nothing wrong with that. You get to do all your things, all that good stuff. Now, I wanted to talk to you about, the acting and stuff. Now, were you always in the, doing the, like doing drama and theater as a kid, and just like went in, and just kept going along with it, or just one day you're just like, let me just take a class or something, check it out, and then you're like, oh, I'm hooked, bam, you got me.
Well, this is how the journey happened. So, growing up, I was in church choir all my life, and in middle
Okay.
school, I was doing like the class plays. It was kind of like everyone did the musicals and the plays, and get to high school, and then I'm like, I want to switch up my identity. So I started playing sports. I started playing field hockey and lacrosse. Then I get to college, and I'm like, you know what? I miss doing creative things and having fun. And so that's sort of when I decided I wanted to revisit acting, and I started getting into classes, took a few broadcasting classes, and pretty much decided upon graduation that I was going to pursue acting. And that's really what I've done. I just decided that this is what I want to do. Professional wrestling was an unexpected detour that I'm so happy happened, but it was not really part of my original plan. The opportunity fell in my lap almost thanks to a class I took in college, and I'm thankful for it. But that just goes to show that the journey, you just never know where you're going to end up. And yeah, it's just reminds you to enjoy the journey and not put so much pressure on yourself.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Now, I didn't know that about you, that you used to sing in a choir and stuff. Now I wrote down sing, so I have been trying for years to get a Michael McDonald or a Peter Gabriel, cover album off the ground. So yeah, now that I know you can sing or whatever, hey, I might need a backup singer, or, if somebody does a duet or whatever. I know who to call now.
And fun fact is, I sing the national anthem as well. So, capital CZW allowed me to sing the national anthem last 4th of July for the first time, and I'm actually going to be singing it this Thursday for unrelated to wrestling and acting. It's just an event, but I'm going to be singing there too. So um, fun stuff. But I love to sing it, so we can do some. Let's do some songs. Let's sing together.
My bad, my internet, in and out, sometimes.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard this Thursday, and then
Okay. So this Thursday, I'm going to be singing again for unrelated to pro wrestling and acting, just singing the national anthem for an event. And yeah, so hit me up. You want to sing some songs? Sing some songs.
oh, I'm down for that. Yeah, that's right. I mean, hey, I even try to kill it in karaoke. I mean, if I can take a nap during the day and I'm up for that, hey, karaoke. I'm always trying to kill it in karaoke too. What I mean, I
Singing
try to
has always
sing.
been my life. I
Huh?
love singing. Singing has always been like one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, you don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah. Hey, I think it was because of my mom. I used to listen to her, sing in the car, and she would, she got Mariah Carey's first, CD, and she used to
Nice.
try to hit the high notes. So we'd be sitting there like, got me feeling emotions deeper than I ever dreamed of, and like, oh, my mom tried to hit it, and I'm like, all right, mom, there you go.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Singing brings people together. It's music, food, like
Hmm.
all things, like it just, unites people. Love that.
Hmm. Yeah, my dogs, they hear me sing all the time. When I'm cleaning the house, I'm vacuuming or whatever. Like the other day, I was singing like, well, not singing, but rapping Iggy Azalea. You know what I mean? They probably look at me like, look at this crazy person. You know what I mean? No, no, I even dance too. You know what I mean? So yeah, it gets me in that mood sometimes.
I'm sure the dogs love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. They haven't complained yet. Nobody's bitten me yet. I haven't gotten bitten yet. So, like you were saying, you're getting ready Friday, I think you said, right? You're, starting, getting into character and ready. Now, is that for Crack Coon or is that for Wrestle Massacre too, or do you have something else coming up?
That is for Crack Coon.
Ooh, okay. Tell us about Crack Coon. How did that come about?
Oh, well, if you follow me, so Wrestle Massacre 2 was actually announced first, and
Hmm.
the director Brad, he just loves doing crazy, campy, 80s slasher type of films, and someone put the idea in his head about Crack-Coon, and they pretty much developed it, started writing, and they're like, we're doing it. Like, Cocaine Bear, they're kind of following a trend, but I love raccoons and I couldn't say no. I was like, you know what? I just want to be a part of this. It's going to be a fun film. It's a horror comedy, you know. And so yeah, Friday I'll be heading to West Virginia and I'll be there for 10 days. So we'll be
Okay.
filming. And by the way, the Crack-Coon Indiegogo campaign is now in demand. So we hit our goal, but because we hit it, it's extended our campaign. There's t-shirts, 8x10s available, other perks. You can even get paid to be killed in the movie. So, there's still time to do it. Missy, you are so lovely. Missy, shout out to Monster Factory.
Mm.
Missy, amazing, amazing to work with. Love her.
Yeah, I
But
love Missy. I seen her Saturday. Yeah.
yeah,
I gotta give her a big old hug.
but yeah, Indiegogo campaign is still live, so make sure to check it out for the perks. There's a lot of stuff. Help us make some movie magic.
That's right. Hey, nothing. Hey, I'm all for that. Now I gotta ask. I gotta let you know. Next time you're at a CCW show, my mom's there. My mom was asking me today. She's like, "So when's the next time you have one of your peeps or whatever come on the show?" I was like, "Actually, today, we got one of my friends, the ring announcer for CCW. She's coming on. She's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I know her. I like her. She's cool." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "She also does acting." I was telling her about Crack Coon and all. She was like, "Crack Coon? What are you talking about that?" I was like, "Have you seen Cocaine Bear or whatever?" She's like, Cocaine Bear, what are you talking about? And I'm like, all right, I guess on the Hallmark Movie Channel and ID they don't play those previews on there and all. And then I was telling her about it. She's like, because my neighbors have chickens and all. My mom's jealous because she loves chickens. My neighbors got chickens and they're always coming to my yard. And she's like, You got to ask her about chickens on crack. We need a movie, Chickens on Crack and stuff. Da, 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 da. So if you have a woman just coming up to you at the show or whatever, just talking about chickens on crack, da, 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 that's my mom. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? She just, she's just wondering.
I'm ready for it. She can ask me anything. Honestly, I don't know. Like they're talking. The director Brad Twigg is talking about uh potentially expanding on the Raccoon franchise. So we'll see.
That's right. Yeah, Missy is asking a question. She wanted to know who did you look up to as far as women's commentators and slash announcers that you pattern your style after or were inspired by?
So first starting out, Dasha Gonzalez, I think that's what she goes by now. She was Fuentes when I first started following her. Definitely really enjoyed checking her out. And then recently Samantha Irvin, like she is incredible. And those are my top two ladies that I love to, check out. And Kayla Braxton, as far as the interviews, another great person that I enjoy watching. But those are like the three that I watch the most.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Hey, if you got to learn from somebody, you might as well, learn from them. They are awesome. They're great. They're
They're
great.
they're where I want to be, right? Like you have to watch the
Yeah.
people that you want to become, and so that's kind of how I go by.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm all for that. It's like one of the, I was reading something about that today. A high vibration person or vibranium person or whatever. Yeah, try to do all that good stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yep. Oh
Missy,
yeah.
she's hyping me up. Oh my gosh.
I'll second that. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. You're right, Missy. That's right. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Here we
Missy
go.
better, but maybe just say I can do it too. I can do it. There's room for all of us. So
Yeah. There's
let's
room for everybody.
yeah. Oh, thank you, Missy. You are so wonderful.
That's right. Now now you're also an animal lover, even though you're doing a horror movie, Raccoon stuff, So were you always born like that, Was there, just like one day you're like, oh man, look, watching TV, maybe watching Homeward Bound or something like that, and you're like, oh, I love dogs, or animals and da da da. So
That is exactly correct. I was the weird girl that was obsessed with dogs. I had dog books. I had like dog movies, dog everything. One of my fun activities was like going to see puppies. My dad would take me to like the SPCA. He would take me to Just Puppies. I don't even know if Just Puppies exists anymore, but it would just be me holding a puppy and then crying to my parents, begging for them to get me one. And I wanted all the puppies. But I've kind of grown up liking all animals, cats, dogs, horses. Yeah, I'm just a all around animal lover, and I like raccoons too. If you guys have seen my post, I had some raccoons in my backyard that I used to feed. Her name was Rocky, and she had some babies, and she brought her babies to my house, and they were all like knocking on the little window wanting bread. And I'm crazy enough to hand feed a raccoon, and that's why I was like,
oh,
you know what? It's only right that I become part of a movie called Raccoon because everyone would yell at me for doing that, but I couldn't help myself. So yeah,
yeah,
full circle,
it comes full circle.
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now you see, I love dogs too. Now everybody always asks whenever I get the question, like, if you could be an animal, what kind of animal would you be? I'm like, well, I like to live inside and sit on couches, so I'd be a dog because most people let your dog live inside and sit on couches. So that's what I would be.
I agree. Dogs live the good life. They live at home rent free. They get to relax, be on the couch, no worries. I don't know. That's actually it's a pretty good animal, I think, actually. And you have hound dogs, and I actually my first dog was a basset hound named Bradford,
Ooh,
and
ooh.
so I always see your little beagles, and it just makes me smile when I see.
Yeah, I like basset hounds. They're good too. Yeah, I like their little, hoo.
Yep, yep, and their long floppy ears are just so cute.
Oh, and their short stubby legs when they try to run and stuff. Oh man, yeah. Oh,
My current dog is a French bulldog, though. His name is Yoda, and he's super cute too. He's got the pointy ears.
oh, okay. Yeah, cats can do the same, but they pee when they want.
Say hi to Yoda,
Uh-oh, here
everyone.
you go.
He's camera shy, but He always looked like a deer in headlights, but yep, this is Yoda.
Oh, what's up,
Oh,
Yoda? How you doing?
hi Yoda. Oh,
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So, so doing all your traveling and stuff. Do you have any funny travel stories that have happened to you on on your ways around? Like you travel to crazy places. Maybe have you seen a Bigfoot on the side of the road, or a Jersey Devil, or something crazy like that, or pretty chill. Just
see, oh gosh, I feel like there's been a bunch of random things that have happened to me while traveling, but it's usually involving like my friends. Oh, Yoda would be crazy at a show, just so you know, Missy. Um, crazy traveling. One is not really coming to my head right now, but I know there's definitely one. Uh, I can think like one time me and my sister were in Ireland and none of us decided to pay for the Wi-Fi on our phones. So we could only use our phone when we had Wi-Fi. We had no data like when we were in the country. So pretty much everything we had to do like pull up tickets. We had to do that all before we left our hotel. And we were traveling by bus, train, like all over the place. And I just remember the story. It was my sister and two friends. And before we left the hotel, we said, guys, everyone get your train ticket. Let's get your train ticket and be ready to go. And we're on a cab ride on the way to the bus station. And our one friend is like, guys, I don't have my train ticket. And all of us kind of do like that slow, like turn, like, he told you to get your train
uh,
ticket.
uh,
And we were cutting it so close. My sister and my other friend were like, see ya, we're getting on the train, whether you have your ticket or not. So me and my friend, she's freaking out. I'm like, you know what? Take a deep breath. Let's walk around and let's find some Wi-Fi. We're going to get your ticket. And the funny part of this was her luggage was as big as she is. And so it came down to us having to run to get onto the train. And uh, basically she's this little tiny girl with her giant luggage is just running through the train. We made it, so it's all good. And actually, as I was telling the story, I came up with a better travel story. So I sometimes get these things called night terrors if I'm sleeping somewhere unknown. And so usually like my first night or two traveling, I will kind of have a night terror and scare the crap out of my friends. So, great story. I was in Asia, and at first I was like, "I'm in the clear." It had been a few days because there was such a so much jet lag. I didn't have any night terrors at first, but the one night it was me and my two friends in this room. I have a night terror, and I'm screaming like, "Get away, get out, whatever." It's a thing. And all of a sudden, my friend is just like crying, but like she's like, "Ah, I'm scared." I terrified this girl. I terrified
ooh,
her so bad. So a few of my friends have those kind of stories. But yeah, so it's always an interesting time traveling. You never know what's going to happen, and I could tell like 100 stories about traveling. But yeah, those are some stories for you.
there you go. Yeah, I don't get night terrors or whatever. If I'm in a strange place, like I can't sleep. Like I'm like I'm up. I'll be up for like 48 hours. Just like all eyes puffy, just like looking all horrible. Like, are you all right? Like, oh yeah, I'm fine. It's just I'm staying this play or whatever. It's like, well, hey, I'll sleep when I get home, hopefully or something, man. Hopefully I
Yeah,
can sleep. But yeah,
I don't know what's worse, like not being able to fall asleep or waking up terrified from asleep and then just
ooh,
like being scared. Like they're both pretty bad, but yeah,
yeah.
I feel
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't do the night terror thing. Yeah, that's probably way. Yeah, oh, yeah. I don't know if I could do that. Yeah.
one day I'm gonna have all my friends be like, if you've been victimized by one of Rosaria's night terrors, raise your hand. A lot of friends that have been exposed to it.
That's right. Call this 800 number. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Be like, like that, if you have long-term settlement, but you need cash now, call JG Wentworth 877 cash now. Make a little jingle with your name or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Funny.
Now, my last question I wanted to ask is, when you have time or whatever, are there any new movies or TV shows you've watched or seen recently? Because I'm always trying to find something new to watch. 'Cause I'll just watch the same things over and over again, like comfort shows or you know what I mean. So, I'm always trying to find something new.
So, due to my busy schedule, I have a hard time watching shows and keeping up with things. I can just name like one of my favorites was Game of Thrones. That I
Ooh,
really
yes.
committed to watching. So good. I'm trying to think if I've watched any new shows, but I really don't think I have. I do watch a lot of movies. I was trying to watch all of the nominated films because you want to watch the
Mm-hmm.
actresses that are being nominated for Best Actress and
Mm-hmm.
best all that stuff. But yeah, Game of Thrones was one of my favorite shows for a while. I also really liked Breaking Bad.
Ooh, oh
And
man.
I'm thinking of all the shows that I binge watched during the COVID times in the very beginning when everything was shut down. That was when I just went crazy and I was just watching so many shows, which I didn't really get to
Mm-hmm.
do that. So, yeah, I watched Breaking Bad. I actually also enjoy some like period type shows. So it was on Netflix at the time called Versailles. That was
Yeah, okay.
cool. I would totally love to be in any type of period show or film. That's definitely a goal of mine. And I watched The Tudors, which was about England and King Henry. But yeah, yeah. I try to watch those, but those are the ones that I watched a while ago because I don't know that I've watched recently.
There you go. Yeah, hey, yeah, Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. I watch that too. You know what I mean? So yeah, next show or whatever I see you at, if yeah, well, I start on asking you about a bunch of questions. What did you think about this? Yeah, don't mind me.
Oh, no, please do. I love it. Ask away.
There you go. There you go. So, before I pass it on to Remy, I do want to say, but before I do, I want to say, when I was doing ring announcing and stuff, like, I was, I was kind of nervous doing my thing, I'm out there, I'm doing just enough to get by or whatever, I'm thinking I'm passable, And I remember one time, I come back through the thing or whatever, the curtain or whatever, I'm back there, and you were sitting there, you're like, I like your voice, I mean, you have a good voice. And I remember thinking of that, I was like, that really meant a lot to me because, up until then, I was just like, I'm out here thinking like you might be a redneck if da, 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 this, that, and the other, like that, like that, You're like, I really like your voice. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I was like, so that really meant a lot to me. I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anything you ever do, I'll share it. All that good stuff. Like if I win the lottery tomorrow and I give you money, I couldn't pay you back for that boost of confidence that you gave me or whatever. So what I mean, someone a million times better than me, coming, saying something like that to me, that meant a lot. So I always thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Well, Rob, I truly meant it, and I feel like people focus a lot on negative things, and when you think something positive, tell someone because you don't
Mhm.
know what type of impact it's going to have. So I'm all about if I think something nice about someone, I always want to tell them. I truly meant it. I do like your voice. I thought you were
Thank
doing a
you.
great job.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm happy that it meant a lot to you. And yeah, be confident. I know you're refereeing now, right? From last
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Sometimes I bring it out for the school or whatever, if they do that,
Oh,
or if because we got JJ up there, what I mean, because
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
go
yeah.
on hiatus. I had to go on hiatus for a little bit, you know what I mean. So you had to get a replacement for me, but if anything happens, I might be back, you know what I mean.
That's okay. And we'd love to see you back. I'm happy to share the ring with you at our 1CW CCW shows. So that would be awesome.
Oh yeah. It's always great, what I mean. Yeah, fellow ring announcers, what I mean. I always make a joke, what I mean. After ring announcing, we travel the country in a van, solving crimes, what I mean. Like Scooby Doo style, what I mean. So, what I
Well,
mean. That's right. So, before I'm passing on back to Remy, I do want to say, thank you very much, for taking time out of your busy schedule, coming on chat with us. I was really excited to have you on. I mean, it was great to have you on. I had a blast chatting with you. I wish you nothing but the positive things that happen to you, your family. I hope you achieve all your goals. You get on TV, you win all those awards. You know what I mean? You ring announced, for the biggest shows all around the world and all that good stuff. So I wish you nothing but the best and all the positive things.
Thank you, Rob. It's been really awesome chatting with you guys too. Really enjoying it.
Rosaria, thank you very much for, taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. Just to shoot the breeze about wrestling. We really and truly appreciate it. And hey, since you like to travel, I like to travel too. I might have to ask you about Ireland, man, because I've been to Japan before. I was stationed for 3 years in Japan. I loved it, but I'm thinking about going to Europe, so I might have to ask you about Yeah, I might have. Did I just freeze? Oh,
No,
jeez.
nope, you're here. You're here.
Okay, I thought I froze.
Oh.
But yeah. So I'm gonna have to ask you about Europe because I intend on going. I intend on going there like either this year or maybe next year. I don't know. So I'll definitely have to ask you about that. But yeah, we wish you all the best, and we'll definitely be cheering for you on screen, all that good stuff. And before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out when your next appearances, purchase Rosaria Elsa merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Okay. First, please reach out to me about travel. Love it. And I will always be happy to talk and give some recommendations. Social media. My name is Rosaria with 2 A's Elsa on Instagram and TikTok. Facebook is just Rosaria Elsa. And promoters usually just message me on Instagram or Twitter. So my messages are open. Hit me up, let me know. We'll talk and see if we can make something work. And thank you to everyone that's watching. Thank you to everyone that commented. Really nice messages. I appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate you, Remy and Rob, for having me. It's been great, and let's enjoy the journey together. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh wait, I forgot YouTube, my vlogs. My vlogs are on YouTube under Rosaria Elsa. Pretty simple, just Rosaria Elsa across the board. But yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been great chatting.
No problem. No problem. And with that being said, it's about time for us to, shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I partake in those activities, I just want to say, first off, congratulations to Battle Club Pro and CCW on the collaboration. For those of y'all that don't know, the Shelter, which is the wrestling school that is, I believe, is ran by Battle Club, will also be the feed for CCW as well. So, so congratulations to y'all on that. Shout out to Marcello and Joe Kim. And for those of y'all that are actually listening, check out both of those shows. Matter of fact, check out all three shows. Check out Battle Club Pro. Check out CCW. They're both great. I'm not just saying that. I've been to both shows. And also check out 1CW, which is the sister show of CCW. I'm gonna shamelessly play armchair booker and say I hope that 1CW gets something going on with Battle Club as well, Prue, because I'd like to see some of those tag teams head on up to New York, and have some matches. Maybe I'll see Rob Bass up here too, or maybe I'll see the Scotta Ricans down there in 1CW challenging for the tag team titles and whatnot. It's a great thing when promoters come together. So congrats to both them on that. And with that being said, Rob Bass, the Sean Spencer to my Burton Guster, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, and the Bubba Ray to my Devon. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out when next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Rob_Base82, Facebook, Rob Base. And this Saturday, I'm going to be at the Harrington Fair, 1CW. We got wrestling going on all day. We got a show at 1 o'clock, a show at 3 o'clock, and a show at 5 o'clock. So it's free. Everybody's welcome. All ages are fun. So definitely come on down there. We're putting on a show to entertain everybody. And hopefully we tear it up down there. So definitely come on.
real quick, don't forget CZW. We have a bunch of killer shows that are on Premier Streaming Network as well, and the CCW shows are on Title Match Network. So you can find both of those there.
Awesome. And
Comcast cable.
sorry, Rob, were you finished or?
I don't know where did I leave off at. Did I finish? I don't know. I know I cut off.
I
I
can't
think I got
remember.
most of it out there. I was in Harrington. Yeah, so go out to Harrington. It's free. Check it out.
Harrington, make sure you guys head out there. They got wrestling all day. When I was watching wrestling, you got it once on the weekend. So now you're getting it all day for one day. So definitely go out there and support those men and women that are doing it for y'all. In regards to Title Match Network, yes, it is a great thing to check out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this right now: for $9.99, at least that's how much I paid last time I checked it. For $9.99, you can watch several promotions and their shows, including Battle Club as well to CCW as well. So definitely check it out. It's a great deal. You're getting all these shows for $9.99. So trust me, you will not be disappointed with the content you could find on there. If you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool stuff these days, but I do go to a lot of cool places like Seattle and LA. Definitely check me out on Instagram and Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can find me on there. I'm also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. And our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're also on Spotify. We're also on Facebook as a Facebook group. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have t-shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies, we even have long sleeve shirts and also pillows and coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely check us out, cop some merch. All proceeds go back into keeping our show afloat. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing the Ringside Society Valentine's Day design as well too, and we got our designs too. So, and we got more coming. So definitely check us out. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where we have a lot of cool interviews like this one, like the one we have with Marcello, Joe Kim, and several other great men and women in the professional wrestling industry. All you gotta do is type in YouTube. Well, go to YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really gorgeous dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to eat a lovely dinner right now with some nice sweet tea. So with that being said, I'm feeling happy. Rob Bass, should I tell him? Should I tell him? Should I tell him who we have
Derek,
on
go
Wednesday?
ahead. Derek, go ahead, man. Do your thing.
So this Wednesday, we're taking a trip to the Wild Wild West. Well, not directly to the Wild West. We're gonna take a stop in Sin City, and our guest on Wednesday is gonna be none other than a big guy. Man, you don't want no smoke with this guy. I'm talking about Duke Lawrence from the Foundation, the same stable that has Zoe Dubois, M4, and Mixtape. We're gonna be joined by Duke Lawrence. So make sure you actually tune in. That's gonna be 11 o'clock p.m. for all my East Coast people. You know, it's gonna be 8 o'clock p.m. for all my West Coast riders, and for all y'all that live in the middle, it's going to be 10 o'clock. So definitely make sure you check us out with that interview because it's going to be very interesting. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts fan could and should listen to, and we won't stop. Y'all that are listening later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral and Rob Bass at the Taco Festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. 4 years strong, baby. And with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we're very well aware to everybody and their grandparents and their parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for CCW, CZW, Battleground Pro, ring announcer, and actress who is going to eventually make it over to the West Coast and do some ring announcing as well, Rosaria Elsa.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Side Society, and we'll be back this Wednesday once again with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Peace and love.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.